Hello, I am the explorer Amerigo Vespucci. Today I will give you a tour of my life and explain some things that are very important to me. To do this, I want to give you the whole tour experience, starting with the time period. Thankfully, my friend made a time machine, but I had to steal it, so let's make it quick. Here we go! 3, 2, 1! Hello, and welcome to Florence, Italy, 1451. I was born on March 9, 1451, in Florence, Italy. I lived with my mother, father, and brothers, and I was a very important part of the Renaissance. At the age of 6, I studied with Father Umberto, a priest who taught me arithmetic, reading, writing, and religion. My father wanted all of his children to be well educated, so he sent me to the monastery of San Marco to continue my studies with my uncle. I learned many things, but was particularly intrigued by astronomy and maps. In September of 1482, I was sent to Spain by the Medici, wealthy Italian patrons of both arts and explorations, whom I was working for as a financial manager. There, I met Christopher Columbus and helped him prepare for his second voyage. In turn, he inspired me to change professions and become an explorer myself. In 1499, I went on my first voyage to the New World, and instead of coming back with Asian spices, I returned with pearls and people from the new land. Unlike Columbus, who believed that he had only found a new route to Asia, I suggested that the discovered land was an entirely new continent. I guess history agreed with me because it named the new lands America. Also, the Italian Renaissance was a time of discovery and advancements in many different fields. I contributed to this golden age by expanding our understanding of what we called the known world. While many explorers, including Columbus, believed that they had found a new passage to the Indies, I realized that this was an entirely different continent, more populous and more full of animals than are Europe or Asia or Africa. On a subsequent travel, I discovered the Amazon River while exploring the coast of Brazil. Many have called this discovery the finding of the fourth world. I believe that my impact on future generations, or your generation in fact, would be my new view. While Columbus may have discovered the Americas, we might be stuck believing that they were part of Asia before it was realized that they were their own continent, if it were not for me. I revealed the path to exploration with my different view. Now that people knew that it was its own continent, people began to wonder if there were other continents that no one had thought to explore. Now I will describe the trinkets that I have brought. This is my masterpiece, my grand display of my role from the Renaissance. I made a map of my first 3 journeys. On it are my routes, the 4 continents of my time, and a few sea monsters that were common on maps from the Renaissance. It is burnt because it is very old and almost falling apart. It represents who I am and my main achievements. This is my trading item, something that I could give it away in exchange for something else. I made compasses that others may use on their own journeys or whenever they may be needed. It represents one of the main tools I used on my travels. This right here is my guild sign, or introduction board. On it are the continents from the Renaissance period, with them labeled, but the label on America is bolded since they originate from my name, considering I knew they were their own continent. This is my biography board, and here are some of my fun facts. I was the first to suggest that the New World was not part of the New Indies, but in fact a whole other continent. I only decided to become an explorer in my 40s. On one of my travels, I named some of the constellations, including the Southern Cross. I actually met and sailed with Christopher Columbus, but no one really knows whether I or Christopher Columbus discovered the new continent. But it is named America. Here is a picture of me from the Renaissance. And here is a timeline, including when I was born, my studies, who I associated with, who I worked for, what I discovered, and when I died. And this is one of my more famous quotes. Those new regions which we found and explored with the fleet, we may rightly call a new world, a continent more densely peopled and abounding in animals than are Europe or Asia or Africa, and in addition, a climate milder than in any other region known to us. And finally, some important achievements. While exploring the coast of Brazil, I discovered the Amazon River. I excelled in cartography, navigation, and geography. I created my own system for calculating latitude and longitude. and I helped keep the Italian king, King Lorenzo, in power. Also, I published a letter named Mundus Novus, which contributed greatly to my fame. Also, the boat in the background represents my travels and voyages. I am dressed this way because this was a typical outfit in the Renaissance. To conclude this tour, I will tell you about my daily life. During my childhood, I was usually studying and learning. But as I grew up, I became a financial manager. But then, for the last portion of my life, I was an explorer. I spent my days traveling to the New World, going back and forth. This was how I spent my life and enjoying every minute of it until the day I died. Thank you for listening to my life story, and now we return to your time. Oh, well, see, this is awkward. The time machine, it's not functioning. So, have fun in the Renaissance. Bye!